get in, that's kind of like the external arts, right? The external arts do a lot of what's called imitative martial arts, where they look like the animal. So like monkey kung fu is a really good example. You're looking like a monkey, right? But internal martial arts don't care about what the outer appearance is. So what are they doing with animals then?
Taking things from what those animals maybe do, maybe how they move, or just maybe using something like eating, like a tiger.
Now you're thinking,
Yeah.
It's more about like the way they put it in martial arts is like the spirit of the animal.
Right.
It's almost shamanic, right?
Yeah.
So it's like tiger strengthens the bones. Okay, what does that mean? Well, tigers pounce on things and eat them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so tigers pounce and they eat things. That's a different thing than saying, I'm a tiger. Right?
Yeah.
So you look at Shingi Ryoha, right? The poem in Shingi Ryoha is all about the spirit of each animal. Tiger pounces through the bones. Nice little tie together, right? But if you look at Shingi Tiger, does it look like a tiger? Like, no. But if I do like Shaolin Tiger,
Then
like it starts to get tiger looking, right?
Yeah.
So now you've seen the difference between an imitative style, an external variant, and an internal variant. So anyway, that's where most people stop. And here's the issue. It's still the finger. Why do you learn animals in martial arts? Well, because animals are natural fighters. They're really good at what they do. They're natural. They move.
Breaks your mind.
Okay. Right?
Breaks your mind.
It starts to break your mind down, right?
Out of the typical ways of thinking, so you don't do an act thinking.
Yeah, exactly. You start to become atypical. So what I put in the article was, what's the moon? What are we pointing at? People forget they're animals. We already are animals. Take what did I put in there? If you were to take a primate, man-sized. So let's take there.
Gee, thanks, Neil.
If we had gorilla, orangutan, what do you think?
Maybe more gorilla.
Okay, so we'll say a gorilla the size of Darren, and we threw it in a cage with Darren. Hey, this is not a bad idea. That's pay-per-view right there. Who's gonna win?
That monkey.
Probably.
That monkey's gonna tear Darren into pieces.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't do that, because we like Darren. But why?
Okay, he's a nice guy.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. But, you know, think about it, right? We all instinctively know you do not mess with those things.
Yeah.
They're so much more powerful, blah, 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 blah. There's nothing in the way.
They're not holding themselves back.
They're not holding themselves back. They have no
Restraint.
there's no restrictions anymore. And the reason we're the top of the food chain is because we figured out tools.
Yeah.
Our martial arts mean these are supposed to be our tools, the same as a monkey. But we forget to be animal-like. So why we monkey run every class? Yeah, it's conditioning, blah, blah, blah. It's to try to get all of your body to connect and move in cascades and to change the way you think. Have you ever noticed when beginners come, they monkey run the first like 5 classes or something? They always kind of have like a almost, they're either sort of weirded out or they kind of start giggling and
Yeah.
like it's, why?
I did that
It's
at work
embarrassing.
once when we were in confined
It's
space
super
area.
weird, right?
They were wondering what the hell I was doing.
It's super weird, but that is actually pointing directly at the issue. If you can be animalistic because you actually are one and recognize that, you won't be the same as everybody else. Your body will change, right? Because your mind controls all that stuff. So it's actually the monkey run right. So monkey stance is sprung. It's like my heels are off the ground, like I've got a little spring under there. I got a spring underneath, inside my knees. I got a spring right here, okay, inside my hips. And then technically I would have the same springy feeling in the hands, and there's a huge spring in the body, okay? Now it's just another way of looking at the bows. Because right, if we had a bow, and I snap the string, it springs into position, right? Exactly the same idea. So now my body is, think monkey, right? They can't sit still. They're sprung, right? They're ready to move. So when I'm monkey running, look at the bows now. That one's really tight. This one's really tight, and this one's really tight. So my whole body actually wants to stand up, but I don't let it. So there's all this huge potential energy sitting there, and you just start making it move. This is the worst way to monkey run. Yeah, beginners always do this, right?
Oh yeah.
Because it's super weird that they're not strong at all, they're just sitting. Right? They sit on their hands and they sit on their feet. That sucks. So when you're doing it, it's more like skipping a stone across water rather than anything else. And I'm dipping a tea bag, right? Don't tea bag anybody, yeah. Okay.
No problem.
It's more like skipping a stone. So as you run, you should just be off the ground. As soon as you touch it, you're back in the air. Does that make sense?
It's like loping.
Yeah.
It's like loping.
So monkey run 2 laps, please. As best you can, right? With that information. So it's kind of a sideways thing. All 4 limbs should get individually there. It's not hands, then feet. It's hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot. That's better, yeah. Make your feet a little more individual. Back foot first. So your left foot hits the ground first. That's better. Yeah. The way I was actually taught it when I finally got taught monkey was it just sounds like a horse galloping. Yeah, really. It really does, right? But if I do it in only 2 beats, no matter how fast I do that, it'll never sound like that. It's got to be. Okay? So the more individual this becomes, the better, because if I can get all 4 limbs to work individually, but the whole body to work as a unit for something, isn't that what martial art is? Really? Right? This becomes this metaphor for the whole thing, right? So, this is literally why I yell hand moves, foot moves. Because if your hands aren't moving and your feet aren't moving and you're not working together, you don't have it right. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's do basics. Bow stance, please. Front kicking. To practice the front kick, of course, we've got the French front kick. No? The crane stance, the kick, the crane stance, the step down, right? Have we got this one? Do some front kicks, please. Just a few. Okay, so now I'd like to. I'm just going to get tea and until I see somebody do a front kick. Think about what I'm asking you to do. Think about it. Because I'm not asking you to do a front kick, right? What am I asking you to do?
Oh, hand moves, foot moves, so we should be.
If hand moves, foot moves, if the entire body needs to be, we'll say monkey-like. So if you don't do this. I mean, yeah, of course I did this motor centuries doing it, right? But think about it. The whole body has to be engaged. So one of the keep going, keep kicking. You got both legs. You gotta have the whole body has to be a part of this. So at first, like I'll do this in levels, but I'm going to do them all right now. Total beginner, right? Because people are fascinated with their hands, so you just stick their hands in front of their face. You say, forget about those. Look at your damn feet. Right? Eventually this goes, and it's okay. But then you know what we all do as martial artists is then we teach them to kick. Because they get bored. And they really don't need what I'm about to talk about anyway. Not yet. But if hand moves, foot moves, even this is okay. Because at least everything's kind of in motion, right? Why is this wrong?
Because it's not connected to that.
This isn't moving. Right? Hand moves, foot moves is just a way of saying the whole body must be connected and move all together in a cascade. But that's a lot of words.
Hand moves, foot moves is the result, the visible result of dantian having all the body connection working together.
Did you guys hear that? Because that's exactly it. The hand moves, foot moves is the result of the dantian moving and connecting the entire body. So, how do you throw a kick with dantian? Let's go there. Is that last class again? Yeah. How do you do it, Connor?
Well,
So we're going to front kick.
Yeah.
Because they're all different, right?
So you're basically going to try and think of pulling back as you're kicking forward.
Okay.
And,
That's not a bad answer.
yeah. try and use your
Let's
hips.
get back to that. Well, we'll get back to that, because it's actually that's a big question.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, yeah. So,
Pool is a good analogy here.
what's that?
Pool is a good analogy here. You will English on the ball.
A little English on the ball, that's true. That's true. We're gonna work open and close first. You're right, but
You mean picking up the cue? Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna pick up the cue before we play the game. So hand moves and foot moves, and we're saying this is wrong. All I really want to see is this in motion while everything else is in motion. That's it. So like, an easy way to think about this is, he punches me, so I'm gonna what? I'm gonna block and I'm gonna grab onto his shirt and kick him. But if I do all of that at once, right, I'll blow it up. My whole body has to start to engage in what I'm doing. It's not this anymore, right? It has to be motion of opening and closing, right? Opening and closing. You can say that that's all there is in martial arts, truly. Try it. Do some French kicks. I'll shut up.